Hello, sports fans. Welcome to my list for newbies and maybe some senior RV/van lifers. So the first one I have for you is this. As soon as you make that purchase, there's going to be YouTubers and friends and family, and especially the dealership, telling you how you need $3,000 worth of stuff before you even go on your first trip. I mean, without a water filtration system, backup heater, mega batteries and solar power, and of course, matching patio furniture decor, you can't leave your driveway without all this stuff, right? So today I'm talking about all the RV gear that is told to you that you need, but nobody needs to buy. Hi, I'm Ralph Luck, and my martial arts cat Ninja and I have been full-time in my Class C RV for over 4 years, 99% of the time boondocking. So to be clear, I'm not anti-gear. I recommend and use a lot of gear, but what I'm talking about is the gear that's told to you not correctly, and a lot of it out of fear. Like, you need this now. Don't step your toe out the big front door without this. Now, the first one is a high-dollar, super-powered surge protector. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're going to be staying in RV parks, I do recommend a surge protector. But do you really need the high-dollar, super one that is going to be able to communicate with satellites? So do you really need that Bluetooth high-dollar surge protector that is going to be costing you about the same as a small appliance? Or do you just need something that does the job right? I don't really think you need something that was designed by NASA and that is military grade. I mean, if you're staying in decent campgrounds, any basic surge protector will do. The next one is solar. Okay, now I've got my opinions on this because I'm a boondocker. I like solar. I like big batteries that could store that solar power for my boondocking. But if you're just starting out, especially if you're a casual weekender or 1 week every couple months, do you really need something that could harness the power of the sun to keep you out in the middle of nowhere for 3 months? Especially if you're doing RV hookups. If you're in an RV park and you're under full hookups, most of the time, I mean, barring one night every week for travel or 2 nights at a rest stop or a Walmart, do you really need that solar? Now, this is from people that say, well, look, you could go anywhere you want, anytime you want. But if the reality is you're normally staying in RV parks, I don't really think you need the high-dollar solar, if any solar at all. I mean, come on. Are you really going to go out for 2 weeks in the middle of nowhere like I do? Probably not. The next is slide toppers. I mean, really? When you extend your slide, you need that awning over it? Because, what, it's going to melt in the rain? It's one more thing that's going to cost you money. It's one more thing that's going to break. It's going to be one more thing to maintain. Do you really need that awning over your slide topper? Think about it. If you're out anywhere where it's going to be windy, you don't want your awning slide toppers out. If it's going to snow, no, you don't want them. The truth of it is, if you're out somewhere where you want to block the sun or block the rain and you're going to be outside on the patio, yeah, that's great to have an awning. A slide topper, you don't need it. The slide's not going to melt with rain or snow on it. That's what it's made for. Now, dealers are going to tell you, wow, this is mandatory. But the truth is, it's kind of optional. And the difference between mandatory and optional is lots of money that the dealership makes. Here's what that always makes me laugh. You need to have this special GPS coordinate unit that's made for RVs that will tell you the bridge heights, the right route to take, and you need it, or you're probably going to drive under a 7-foot bridge and rip the whole RV top off. Well, the truth is, maybe if you're a full-time RVer traveling a lot, maybe this might be handy. But the truth is, most Android and iPhones have apps that tell you all this on there for either free or pennies on the dollar. So I don't think you need the dedicated GPS app thingamabobber. Another one that I almost didn't put on the list, but I think it's important to mention, is an outdoor rug. A lot of people have the Walmart ones that I started with that are very decent. Cows ran over it and it was still durable. Up to fake grass. And then like the one I have now from RV Guard, which is fantastic. And it goes from, it's literally 20 feet. And it goes along the whole length of my RV and like 10 or 12 feet out beyond that. And I love it. But here's the thing. I stake it down because a mild wind will flap that rug up and you may not see it in the morning. The other thing is, don't think that this rug is going to keep dirt, snow, and mud from the inside of your RV. It's not. It's going to reduce it, just like a front doormat. You wipe your feet a couple times. Hey, some of the mud and snow came off, but guess what? You're going to track it inside. So this is one of those things that if you're prepared for wind and you realize that this is pretty good for dry climate, or like I'm in now where there could be snow, and that's okay because I'll go sweep off the snow. It's only an inch or two. Then that's fine. But don't think you have to have this rug. Now, this one I don't come across a lot, but I thought I'd say it. The RV hose containment system. Now, most RVs, even fifth wheels, travel trailers, everything that falls under the RV category, their back bumper is made for, I think it's a 4-inch by 4-inch opening, caps on both sides, and you throw your hose in there. In my case, I've had 2 like 5-foot hoses. But anyway, that goes in my regular RV standard bumper. I see people installing PVC tubes with caps on each end and different things that look like a scientific experiment to put in these tubes and keep them airtight and freezer sealed, and you don't need it. Rinse off your hose, throw it in the RV bumper, you're good to go. Now let's get into that outdoor patio furniture. For me, I started with a camp chair. Then I got a rug. And then I got a little table. Then I got a zero gravity chair, inch by inch by inch. None of it had to match for me. Where they get you is they're like, you're going to need these 4 chairs, this 2 tables that are folding and retractable and blah, 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 and the carpet, and you need this umbrella and a partridge in a pear tree. And do you really need to be so focused on being color coordinated and matching in all your chairs? Majority of the people that I camp with and have seen camping are mix and match. That's the way it is. One chair breaks, you go buy another. Does it match? Who cares? The reality is it's all about user friendliness. If it's a nice chair you like, buy it. Don't have to go out and spend tons of money for a matching one. I mean, Is the point to transfer your entire living room outside so it looks as beautiful as the inside? Come on. The next is LED lighting. Now, sure, I use LED lighting typically under my hood, partly for decoration, partly to keep drones out. And I do use some motion detector lighting. And you really need to have a NASA landing strip over the top, back, front, side, everywhere of your vehicle. I get put in a little strip underneath. That's kind of cool. I do solar lights around my front doormat and whatnot. And I understand people go a little beyond that, but come on. When it gets to look like a disco contest from 10 miles away, you've gone a little too much. And here's what I'm going to get haters on. Any outdoor kitchen expansion. Okay, you've already paid a lot of money for this wonderful RV, travel trailer, whatever it may be, Class A, Class C, whatnot. You paid big bucks for this. Part of the reason you bought it was, ooh, look, it has a convection oven or a 2 or 3 or 4 burner oven top. And ooh, look, it's got an oven or a convection oven. And now you want to buy furniture to go outside? I'm going to comment a little bit more on that in a minute, but if you're with a big group like I've camped with many a time, and you're all coming together to help make dinner, cut up the onions and jalapenos and the meat and this and that, then yeah, I could understand having equipment to go outside in a community kind of tent area under an awning and do that. But if you're by yourself, do you really need to go outside to do this Benihana chef stuff? Now, sure, if you've got a little gas propane grill, maybe you have a charcoal grill, and you like to have that certain flavor and ease outside, okay, that's $20. But these other things, come on. I don't think you need 17 different preparation areas and every type of burner and flame on the market, along with all the spatula, spoons, and things like that for a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, and having all your seasoning outside. Of course, that'd be 32 different seasonings. You don't need all that. You bought your RV to live inside and camp inside. Maybe spend a little extra expense to go outside, have an occasional barbecue or whatnot. But you know what? My best barbecues outside have been over the campfire. Because with those people buying every griddle in the world outside and they're by themselves, I'm asking, are you opening a McDonald's franchise and prepared for 1,000 people every hour? What's the deal? Okay, moving on to another. The water filtration system. Of course, none of you out there trust potable water from different sources, but yet when you're in a home, if you're in a sticks and bricks, you'll gladly drink tap water, which most cities fail all the testing on that with all the fluoride and everything else. You know, JFK Jr. hopefully will change that. But with the fluoride and everything else in your tap water, and you filter it with a cheap filter or whatnot, and you're drinking that at home, heaven forbid you drink clean well water from a potable source at a campground or somewhere. No, you need to have a water filtration system that looks like something built from NASA to filter water from a planet we just discovered. And to be honest, most of these look like a lab experiment. I think the biggest thing that most new RV users do are trying to buy solutions to problems that haven't even happened. That YouTube and other social media things are saying, well, especially dealers, are saying, you better have this or else, ah, bah, 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 bah. No. My recommendation is go out, test the waters, start with the very basics. And as you find that you may or may not need things, make your decisions accordingly. Buy for the lifestyle you live, not the lifestyle you want. So you got to ask yourself, am I buying this to solve a problem now or buying this for something that may never exist? Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already to get alerts anytime I post a new video. And more importantly, be positive, be nice, be active.